Our digital age has given young musicians the technology to create music previous generations couldn't have dreamed of. With Conor Knighton, we take note of Jacob Collier.
When Jacob Collier headlined the Hollywood Bowl last year, he was backed up by the entire LA Philharmonic Orchestra. It was a big jump for someone who's used to playing all of the instruments himself. On Collier's 2016 debut album, In My Room, he played every instrument, recorded every vocal track, all inside a small room in his childhood home in North London.
I think if someone were to hear about a guy who made an album in his room, your first thought is going to be, well, it's stripped down. It might just be a singer-songwriter. Yours is so not stripped down.
No.
This is maybe the most complicated album a single person
Stripped up.
Stripped up, yeah.
Yeah.
Collier's stripped-up sound can be difficult to categorize. It's a multi-layered fusion of genres.
I think maximalism can get bad press sometimes because people think of it as kind of being superfluous, of like, oh, there's just too much going on, or there's things about this that are not necessary. That's not the kind of maximalism that I believe in or partake in. It's kind of like how YouTube evolved. It's almost like you start with like 180p or whatever it is, and then now we've got 4K, 8K footage and stuff. And you think, well, do you really need the resolution? But if you really want to explain or describe something that's in your head and you are capable of seeing it in high resolution, I think you should describe it in high resolution.
Everybody's got a thing, but some don't know how to handle it.
When he was just a teenager, Collier started using YouTube to share covers he'd recorded in his room with the rest of the world.
Don't you worry about a thing.
Each time it happened, it felt like a rite of passage. We'd sit there and he'd say, do you think this is the time? And I'd say, I think it's the time.
Susie Collier, Jacob's mother, is an accomplished violinist and conductor.
I would go to the Royal Academy of Music and watch her do this, and the music would begin, you know. And you never get over that as a kid. You know, that's meaningful.
It's a magic trick.
It's a magic trick, and it's like her voice is being extended through her limbs.
Collier learned how to play a variety of instruments, but when he learned how to use the computer audio software Logic,
Here we have it. We have the Logic session of Moon River.
he realized he could pull off his own type of digital magic trick.
Moon River, wider than wide.
In a sense, Logic became my kind of primary instrument, you could say. You know, the art really was less about, can I sit and play one instrument really well? It was, even if I just play one note on this little ukulele, I can still use it in my song. And so my job became less an instrumentalist and more a kind of, I suppose you could say, like an orchestrator.
Some of Collier's carefully orchestrated arrangements started to go viral.
Isn't she lovely?
I remember with Isn't She Lovely, which is what Quincy Jones initially saw, I remember saying, Jacob, I really believe that this song is going to change your life. And it's absolutely true. It did.
Quincy Jones reached out and asked if he could manage Collier. The 29-year-old has gone on to win 6 Grammy Awards. His style has particularly resonated with other artists. Herbie Hancock compared him to Stravinsky. The UK edition of Rolling Stone described Collier as your favorite musician's favorite musician.
It's almost like you're cracking a joke in a dialect where the people who speak the dialect laugh because they know what you didn't do, not just what you did.
So, Collier started asking some of those people to play along.
I wanted to find a way of working with other musicians because I knew I needed to learn that. I needed to learn the art of collaboration. I kind of gone as far as I could think to go by myself.
Collier's latest album is the final part of a 4-album cycle called Djesse, a play on his initials, JC. Volume 4 features collaborations with everyone from Latin pop star Camilo to Brandi Carlile to audience choirs he's conducted around the world.
if I put this in real scale, it would be taller than this room.
Wow. When I caught up with him in the studio, Collier was putting the finishing touches on a song that contained 959 separate audio tracks.
When you're doing all these layers, do you ever think about, on that track 772, no one may ever notice that?
Oh, yeah. A lot of the stuff is only I will know it's there. But I do think that even if you don't hear it and you perceive it, you feel it.
I'm drifting, just waiting for you to know, follow.
Collier talks a lot about eliciting a feeling. The feeling of joy or unease or surprise that can result from a specific combination of sounds.
I enjoy the process of merging things together that shouldn't really ever be put together and making it work. I'm doing it because I feel an emotional chemical reaction. It's like putting two bits of wood together and making a spark. And the feeling of an orchestra playing a huge chord and then like a death metal band coming and pushing it to one side is a feeling that I feel. The world's a crazy place. And actually, as an artist, if I do what I feel is my duty, which is to explain accurately how I see the world, how I experience the world, it's gonna sound like a mess sometimes, because the world is a mess.
I'll get the